Good morning, everybody. How are you all today, my lovies? Um, I'm having a bed day today. I'm still in very, really not doing all that well physically. But I don't want to lose this chance because I got inspired. I was thinking last night about all of the benefits that I have already received from being on meat-based keto and now on carnivore. Uh, the meat-based keto is something that I started about 7 or 8 weeks ago. I'm a carb addict and I had been down that rabbit hole for a while. And I finally weaned off carbs, and about 6 weeks ago, I started doing meat-based keto. It wasn't solid carnivore, but I'm on BBB&E now, and it's day 11 on 11/11, so make a wish. So I have 10 benefits that have really surprised me, and I still don't know how to do anything fancy with my videos, so I'm just going to share them with you one by one. And some of them can actually lead to another video. So I'm not going to go into tons and tons of detail. I'm going to try and keep this pretty short. So here we go. Here's my little list. Ta-da! I don't know why this is being so odd, but anyway, so first off, a completely transformed relationship with food. Let me say that again. A completely transformed relationship with food. And that got really solidified once I started BBB&E. While I was still doing keto, my relationship with food was still pretty troubling and led me down some slippery slopes. But now that I'm on BBB&E, here is what is going on with my relationship with food. And let me preface that by saying that I have been a disordered eater. I've had disordered eating patterns since I was a very, very young child, and I'm 72 now. I've had pretty much every eating disorder in the book. I hated my body. I had body dysmorphia. I thought I was fat when actually I wasn't. And I think if I were to, excuse me, my nose itches, if I were to just simplify all that, I would say that my primary eating pattern is emotional and compulsive eating with restriction. So I'd go on radical restriction and then couldn't handle that anymore, and then I would binge, whatever. So that's been the basic pattern, and I have never yet been able to conquer that. So here is what I'm not experiencing anymore. I'm going to have to read these off. I am not experiencing emotional eating at all. Like yesterday, I have money trauma as well. So many challenges and wounds to keep working on. And yesterday, I got the notice that one of my payments had bounced because for insufficient funds, and I was really, really upset. I was sobbing because I've been trying so hard. I've been working so hard to get my finances stabilized, but I'm a freelancer and I can't control when client payments drop. And this one didn't drop in time, the one I'm waiting for. So I had a really good cry, and I had a, woe is me. Why can't I break this pattern? Da, da, da. So I beat myself up a little bit. not nearly as much as I might have even a year ago. But, it's a journey. And then I went in the house. I was sitting outside for my morning light anchoring. I went in the house. I asked my daughter to put $50 in my account so that I would have enough of a balance to cover it. I called the company. They were super nice, and I got it squared away. And I felt so empowered. You know what I did not do? I did not stop on the way to the phone or on the way back from the phone to grab some of the baked goods that my daughter keeps around the house and stuff my face with it. I didn't do that. It didn't even occur to me. That's huge. So I don't do emotional eating anymore. I don't do boredom eating. I don't do random grazing. I don't do snacking. I don't think about eating at all. I don't overeat. I don't obsess over what should I choose to eat right now, which is actually really excellent for recovery from ME/CFS, because our post-exertional malaise isn't just physical, it's also cognitive. And one of the things I learned in the program I was in was that when you spend time and energy in your brain thinking about a choice that you're going to make, that is effort. That is using spoons. I have a very, very cognitive intensive career, my profession. So it never, and that I know, like, I have to stop working after 2 hours. And some days I can't work at all. But making decisions about other stuff, it never occurred to me, but it's true. It's like that's kind of in the background, ambient cognitive stress. When you're thinking about, oh, what should I eat today? Which vegetables should I eat? What grain should I cook? What do I have in the fridge? Ooh, let me go look at recipes. That's using up brain power. So I don't do that. I don't have to do that anymore. And then the corollary to that is I no longer have to worry about whether I made the right choice after I obsessed about choices about eating. That is gone. It's just gone. Number 2, I am a sugar and carb addict. I was also an alcohol addict. And that came on me later in life. I could drink okay socially and whatever up until basically I was forced into retirement at 60, and then I had a lot of time on my hands, and that's when my drinking really escalated. But I'm sober now. I've been sober for 5.5 years, and I'm here to tell you, and that was difficult. That took me 7 years of trying, failing, learning, getting up, and trying again. And sugar and carbs, I mean, that was a cakewalk compared to sugar and carbs. I still haven't beaten that. I'm on the road now to beating it, but it's hard. So, but I have no sugar, no carb cravings. To wit, Halloween is usually when I go out and buy a big bag of candy corn, because I love candy corn. It's pure corn syrup and sugar, high fructose corn syrup, yum, yum, yum. And then I stuff my face. Historically, we get the good stuff, we get the baby Mounds and baby Ruth and baby Snickers and Reese's Cups and all that kind of stuff. We get the really good stuff. And I'm a sucker for that. And usually on Halloween, if I have been eating clean up to then, which I usually do, like that's kind of my pattern, Halloween breaks that cycle, and I start in with the sugar, and I don't stop with the sugar and carbs until January 2nd. So that's the onset of my carb and sugar binge, because, hey, it's the holidays season. This year, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I was on the door. I was handing out candy to kids, which is a whole other topic, but what are you going to do? it never occurred to me to eat even one of those. It's just not on my body's radar. I've posted about that in a vlog, but it's just unheard of for me. I have no hunger. I'm never hungry. Now, Dr. Ken Berry has said several times when I've been at one of his Q&As, his Anisha's Q&As, that a lot of times when you first start carnivore, and I think he might even have said especially women, we're not, and yeah, maybe women, because we're not used to feeding ourselves this way. We're not used, we're used to counting calories, whatever, eating a lot of veggies, eating food that doesn't sustain, is not sustainable satiation. And that once you get started on carnivore, you can feel really full and not hungry during the adjustment period. And that's where I'm right now. I actually have to make myself eat so that I'm eating, because I'm not doing extended fasting right now. I don't think that's good for ME/CFS. It certainly wasn't for me. But I'm not hungry. I'm satiated. And what that does is it means that I can, because I'm still doing eating window. I think that's a very helpful thing to do. It means I can close my feasting window by early to mid-afternoon and then not eat, in the evening, which gives my body a chance to, the digestive system, a chance to rest all night instead of working to digest all that food I just put in it. And it also it facilitates sleep hygiene for the same reason. And it facilitates, a really powerful fasting window as well. That's completely easy to do. It's a no-brainer. So that's number 3. Number 4, I noticed that the further in I go on BBB&E, the clearer my body's food signals become. Now, when you have ME/CFS or any chronic illness, one of the things that's really important to do is learn how to listen to your body, because the body is intelligent and it is a self-healing mechanism. We get in the way in all of these different things that we do or don't do, from thoughts all the way up to pharmaceuticals. But when we get out of the way and feed the body the proper human diet, it is way more likely to do what it knows how to do, because we're not hindering it. Well, right. So, and I have spent the last couple of years, since I've been actively working to recover from ME/CFS, learning to listen into my body and give her what she wants. And that doesn't count carbs and sugar. Like, that's when I binge on carbs and sugar, it's not because I'm listening to my body. It's because I'm listening to my trauma. It's a very different thing. Or my addictive voice. But the body will tell you, and it's been telling me, it has very simple needs right now. It wants beef. It wants beef. It wants butter. It wants eggs, but not every day. But it wants eggs, and it wants heavy cream. That's it. That is it. And as I go deeper and deeper into this way of feeding myself, that signal gets clearer and clearer and clearer, and makes it really, really easy for me to stay on track. at least for right now. I don't know what's going to happen once I'm totally adapted. I don't know. But for right now, it's remarkable. A flat belly, no bloating, and zero IBS. Now, when I hit age 47 and I started perimenopause, I always had a flat belly because I was a gym rat. It's the amount of time I spent in the gym lifting weights and swimming and running and biking and walking and hiking. It was, my belly really didn't have much of a choice except to be flat. But I hit perimenopause and all of a sudden I was bloating up the wazoo. And by the time I was a couple of years into MECFS, that IBS, it was IBS, and IBS is often one of the symptoms that we get, or it can be a comorbidity. I would wake up in the morning and I would have a normal belly for about half an hour. And then the bloating would start, and within a couple hours, I was so distended in that area of my anatomy that I looked 7.5 months pregnant, and I was miserable. And that went on day after day after day after day after day after day after day. And once I started doing like limiting vegetables and doing a more meat-based ketogenic diet, I had less and less of that, but I still had some. Now, never. I don't bloat, and it is phenomenal. It is. I feel so free. Number 6, my blood sugar has stabilized. How do I know that? Because I'm testing it with a Keto Mojo once a day. I'm not going to go super OCD on all this. Because that would be stressful for me, and I have a stress-related illness, so not doing that. And another way I can tell is that I don't get hangry. I don't get hungry. I don't get angry. I don't blow up. I have things that upset me. Life isn't perfect, but I don't lose it. And I handle it like if there's a blip, it's a blip. It's not. So number 7 is I'm very calm. I'm very calm. Thank you, ketosis. Number 8 is I'm at consistently optimal levels of nutritional ketosis and GKI. So I know that my body is healing even when I feel like crap, which I do right now. And I can barely get off the bed. And my orthostatic intolerance is off the charts, etc. I know, because I'm watching the numbers, I know that my body is healing. And number 9, 8 pounds down. 8 pounds down, and that was in 5 or 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 8 pounds, gone. Number 10, which has really surprised me, and that's not just from being on Carnivore, but it's from healing my gut with a supergut yogurt, Dr. William Davis supergut yogurt, and a lot of fasting last year. And I'm sure also going meat-based, but I used to have horrendous allergies. And I won't go into detail because I was going to make this short and it's already almost 20 minutes. They're gone. I don't do anything. I had a huge protocol, very long protocol for taking care of my allergies because I'm allergic to pine and I live in Southern Oregon and there's pine everywhere. So it's 24/7, 365 allergies. And I just noted the other day that they're gone. And I haven't been taking any allergy meds or doing the, steroids up the nose or the sinus rinses or anything like that. I just don't have allergies anymore. Okay, so I thought some of you might find that interesting and inspiring and helpful and encouraging. I hope that you did. Yeah. So that's it for me. I may take a few of these and do shorter One Hopes videos about them because there's some unpacking that could be done that I certainly didn't do. So have a beautiful day and meet on.